Hello,
Welcome to the Wanda
Vision.
Aftershow.
And we forgot to do it last time because I screwed up and I just jumped right into it. But welcome back. It is Han and Chris
Hi.
talking about WandaVision, and it was a great episode today. So we're on episode 4. If you haven't watched it,
we recommend you
go watch it first.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a lot of spoilers, and also it's so good. It's getting like it was already good, but this episode especially. Oh my god! It kind of also felt like a movie, but like we're getting it for free on Disney Plus. I'm just like, thank you. Wow.
So yeah, we do the WandaVision Aftershow every Friday at 12. So if you haven't seen this show before, you're new to this show, check out the other episodes too, because we give some great insight, and we'll be back here next week as well. This is the Han Talks First channel. It's a Star Wars channel, but we're branching out doing some Marvel stuff. So WandaVision is our first experiment with that. And so yeah, go check out other videos as well. There's some stuff linked in the description below, which you should check out as well. Again, spoilers, heavy spoilers. We're going to be talking about everything that happened in this episode and in past episodes and speculating on what is to come. First off, I just want to say, when we started this episode, which we just watched it like an hour ago, and we started it, and then I decided I'm going to go make some tea.
Oh my God.
Thinking that I could like multitask, because it's
like,
just
oh,
like
we're going to have an intro, and it's probably just going to be sitcom-y.
Yeah, just another intro with like the theme song and like 70s time period. And I was wrong, because I immediately had to run back to the couch and watch that opening, which was amazing. And then paused it so we could make tea and then come back to play it, because you couldn't do both in this episode.
And we didn't even touch the tea.
Yeah.
So that says something. Literally, when I took a sip, it was cold.
After the episode ended is when we actually got around to drinking the tea. So
I mean, it was nice and brewed.
It just shows you how good this episode was, how captivating
oh my God.
it was. So again, this one it's still directed
by spoiler heavy too.
Spoiler heavy. This one's still directed by Matt Shakman. He directs all of them, and written and directed by Matt Shakman and the creator Jack Schaefer. So yeah, where do you want to start?
Well, let's start with the beginning. Opening? Yeah. So
the cold open.
Oh my God, the cold open was incredible, and I mean, it's not only in literal plot connected to, if you guys haven't watched it, which I kind of doubt at this point, it's connected to like Endgame and Infinity War. So it kind of felt like it was just a deleted scene from that, literally, because like everyone's coming back from the blip. Monica is like, what the hell happened? Where's my mom? There's chaos. Everyone's de-dusting. I don't know how to call it, because I mean, we've just seen people coming back, and we saw like maybe like a tiny bit during like Far From Home.
Yeah,
but it was very like, oh yeah, we came back. Wow, like it was kind of played for laughs. But here you get to see like the chaos and like the confusion and drama that comes with literally half the world's population coming back suddenly after people were just giving them. They thought they gave them for dead, pretty much.
Yeah.
They thought they were gone. And I mean, Monica gets a lot of tough news in that short amount of time. And I mean, we already feel for her. Like, we've seen her literally since she was a kid, and she's gone through so much. She thought she lost her aunt. Then, I mean, her mom was sick, and now she was lost, and now she comes back and she's like, where's my mom? So sadly, Maria is no longer with them either. Apparently cancer came back, and just, which also apparently I didn't catch it, but if you watch with subtitles, you have Carol Danvers making a tiny little cameo. So I'm just like, oh my God, is she coming back? Which I think said, so, yeah. What? Oh, she called her Listen in Trouble, which is what she used to call her since she was a kid.
And yeah, we didn't catch it, but apparently she's in there.
Yeah, it's very subtle, because I mean, there is a lot of stuff going on, so it's very easy to miss, and we watched it without subs. So yeah, I pretty much found that out through Twitter, and people also talking about like how she was credited in the dubs as well. but it was incredibly done. And then the whole like, I mean, and then Maria, who was the one who like created like not shield sword
Mhm.
and all that. Like, also she had such a tough deal. Sorry, I'm talking so
No,
much
no.
in a row. But I mean, Maria made sword, and I mean, technically Monica was supposed to inherit it and like run it,
Yeah.
and because she was blipped, it's this dude. I'm just like, you deserve so much better, and now you're grounded because your mom also asked for that. And like, I know she was just trying to keep her safe, and just because it would be a lot for her to take in, but I feel like she got a lot more than she thought she was bargaining for, taking a simple FBI job, and that's where everything just
Yeah.
connects back to the plot. And I just loved having, I mean, we've also been wanting to know like the background about what's been going on, and now we got like a
Mhm.
thorough explanation, like running it down, like almost in like the real time that the episodes were running. And we got Darcy back and Jimmy's back and the gang's all here. I'm just so happy to see everyone. And they also got their little emojis on Twitter. I'm just like, they deserve so much better. And Darcy's a doctor now. She, like, I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen these characters and they've been like so successful. I mean, Jimmy was already an FBI agent, but like Darcy's just grown so much, and it's really nice to see. And just the relationships between these characters, just how in the little time that they already spent together, they have really nice like banter and teamwork.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
So with that opening scene, which was, it felt like you said cinematic, felt like watching a
Yeah.
movie. I want to comment on the visual effects first, because
Mm,
when the dusting happened in Infinity War, the effects were really, really cool.
yeah.
And how the, like, Peter Parker's especially, how he just faded away, turned like cracked skin, then turned into dust, was
Mhm.
really cool. And I think the effects in this one were even better, because it was
Yeah.
like, it almost, they reversed that effect.
Mhm.
But it looked really clean and really cool, not what you would expect for like television
Right.
show. But there was one problem I actually had with it,
Mhm.
and it's that in Far From Home, they blipped back to
Yeah.
existence. They didn't fade back in.
Right.
So
Do
it,
you think it was due to like it being like a phone video and maybe just like overwhelmed?
oh, maybe it was like fast forwarded.
Yeah, maybe.
'Cause-
But yeah, it's weird because it did look very different to how it happened there. I think also because in Far From Home it just was kind of glossed over in a way. It was just kind of like, oh, here's some
Yeah,
background info, and here it's really focusing on what it felt like to
and
be
yeah,
brought back.
and I like this one more because
Mhm.
it takes that fear factor in it.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, Far From Home is a different tone of a movie.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's
I mean, it was
more
dark, but it
fun.
like the beginning, like it was trying to be much more lighthearted after we had all those movies kind of like bringing you down.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, but I love the opening scene is probably my favorite part of this episode, because that, I think that time period where people are dusted is extremely interesting. But I
Mhm.
also find when they come back is very interesting as well, and I wanted
Yeah.
to know more about that.
Mhm.
And the Spider-Man movies, while they're connected to the MCU, they still like
Mhm.
are their own separate thing. So I think that's why they don't like kind of explain too much. They leave it to
Mhm.
the actual MCU to
Yeah,
cover
it's
that.
more like background over there.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm glad we got that back, because I
Yeah.
really wanted to know more about what actually happened when people came back, since we didn't get an end game that much,
Mhm.
really. Um, but yeah, it was really, I don't know the word for it. It was emotional when she comes back and she's like, "Where's my mom?" No, it's
Yeah.
been like
Like
3
5.
years or
Yeah.
whatever, for well,
It was
it's
5
been
years
like a couple minutes for
she
her.
yeah, cuz she thought she just like dozed off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was like 5 years because then like 2 years difference, then Maria died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was a great scene. And then the
Mhm.
other thing I said seeing that was like, "Oh my gosh, she looks so much like the
Yeah.
girl in Captain Marvel."
These
It's crazy.
castings incredible. Like if you see photos of them next to each other, it's like almost uncanny. I'm like, are they like is it like her like little cousin or like maybe like a younger sister or something? Because like they look so like she's so well cast. So she's a great actress too. So it's not just like she looks like her, but like she's just great. A great pick.
That's what I was gonna say. It's easy to find a lookalike, but when you
Right.
find a lookalike and she's actually
Like
a good
super wooden.
actor,
Yeah.
But I think she's that.
one of the
What's the
best.
actress's name?
Oh my god, I had her like. Let me look. I'm so sorry. Like
Well, she is I think the highlight character of this episode,
definitely,
and stood out the most for me, even though she really wasn't in it for more than half the episode, which is kind of crazy.
Kinda, like vanished, which we will get into. Okay, actress.
Guinevere is her name inside of the fake reality, and then Geraldine, and then the one outside is something Rambo. Let's see if we can find it.
What?
Her name?
Her name's Monica.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau.
Sorry, I got lost in the wikis. I should have gone straight to the. Okay, hold on.
But yeah, she was great in this one.
Teyonah Parris.
Teyonah Parris. So Teyonah Parris.
Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that okay. If not, I'll look that up.
And I don't think I've seen her in anything else. I don't know of offhand, but she's pretty great, and I'm excited to see what she does next. And we'll get into more of her story as we continue on. But that's it.
She's gonna be in the new Candyman.
Oh, she is?
Oh, she's worked with Randall Park in another, in a comedy movie. Oh, that's so nice. So they worked together. Her
and Paul Rudd?
Jimmy,
is that what that was?
Yeah, and Paul Rudd and Amy Poehler.
It's all coming together.
That's so cool. And it's called They Come Together. So it is coming together. But, oh my God, sorry, where were we?
Intro.
Oh,
just got over the intro. Intro was great. My favorite intro so far.
So good.
And
sadly, no theme song.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping for one as well. I was singing Charles in Charge.
Yeah.
Leading up to it.
Literally since he woke up. He's like, Charles in Charge. I'm like, I don't know this one. Sorry.
And yeah, that's it for the intro. And then, of course, as Chris explained, it starts to like wean into like what's been going on in the story, parallel with the first 3 episodes that we saw already. And it answered questions like the helicopter and who is Sword really, and what the beekeeper guy was, and it was actually like a hazmat suit guy,
and why everything was coming like through the radio and trying to contact them and everything. It was just really cool how they explain it, and also how it affects them in the outside world too, and also like what the hell is going on with Westview. That was kind of crazy. I kind of was expecting, especially since I saw like the teaser, that it is like a real place and real people, but somehow just like we said, like either Truman Show, or because like this is happening because they're trying to like get through to them in some way.
So help me understand that opening, that the Westview thing, because I'm confused by it. They got there and the cops were like, Westview doesn't exist.
Outside the sign that says,
while they're standing next to it. So but there was people that lived in that town before it was commandeered by Wanda and whoever's doing this. So has it been missing for that 5-year period of the
don't think
dusting?
So. It seems to be much more recent. So like I think that Wanda within that time period found this place, like this small town in New Jersey, and she basically took what was there and made it her little utopia so she could live out her ideal life, is what I think.
Right, so it had to have existed already. So how come the police said it never existed?
I mean, she can control reality, so
it messed with them too.
So because she messed with the villagers, I think she messed with the people in the direct vicinity of it, because remember that witness protection guy, their family had never heard about him. Like nobody knew what the hell was going on.
Okay, well here's the thing. What if that town it existed back in like the 70s or something, or 60s or 50s, wherever they're like shooting this style sitcom, and all those people have passed away, and she is like controlling this town and reviving old people that used to live there. Hence in the trailer when the people were like, are you dead because I'm dead, or something like that.
I mean,
like what if they're dead people and that town has not existed for a long time?
The thing
that's
kind of
out there
to like
as I'm saying,
to
I
like
realize how
ID
crazy I
them
am.
though.
Yeah, that's
So
why
maybe some of them think they're dead, or maybe there's something going on. Maybe Agnes
they
is the one
probably
who's
just
dead,
think they're dead.
because Agnes is the one of the only ones who wasn't ID'd, and I think it's because she's just
Oh yeah,
ancient, an
yeah,
ancient being. So she might be the one who's like technically supposed to be dead, but it's because she's like a witch.
yeah, yeah.
Because she's like rumored and like suspected to be based on the Marvel character Agatha Harkness, who's like a witch.
Yeah, I remember talking about that.
Yeah.
The other thing I forgot to mention about Sword is I find it kind of cool that both Shield and Sword were founded by women, Peggy and
Maria.
Maria, which is kind of cool.
Oh, cool little Easter egg. They had, I mean, I think this also wasn't Captain Marvel, but they nicknamed Maria Photon, which is one of Monica's superhero names after Captain Marvel. So I don't know, it's a little cute little Easter egg. It's just, I hope Monica, maybe through this or something, maybe she gets powers so she can also be a superhero. Because I mean, she's a superhero in terms of like she's a badass, but like in the comics, she's like a literal powered being. So like I'm like hoping she gets something cool.
She probably will. I would think
Yeah.
so. So the other cool thing about this episode was, of course, bringing in other, I guess you could call them legacy characters or already established characters from the MCU, such as the FBI agent, such as Darcy, and
And some Agents of Shield actors apparently.
oh yeah, and
Which
it was nice.
cool.
It was nice to see that Darcy's a doctor. She obviously
Yeah.
wasn't blipped away or dusted away, so it makes me more excited for Thor as well, Love and Thunder, because she's going to be in that.
Yeah.
And it was just good to see her because it's been a long time since we saw Darcy.
Yes,
I think it was Dark World. Yeah.
So like 7 or so years back. So oof.
Yeah. So that was really cool. And just the whole setup with all those 4 random doctors coming in.
Yeah.
And
because they really are prepared for like anything because they don't know.
I love that line when they were,
like, oh, they know what they're doing.
When she was like, okay, we have astrophysics, we have biotech, we have nuclear, and then they're like, okay, they have no idea what they're dealing with. Like, I love that. That was so great.
I just love that they kept her sense of humor. I mean, it fits with the tone of everything to like have like mysterious and dark and creepy and eerie stuff, but still have an air of like someone to bring you back up and be like, I don't know, like we can still joke about it. Like, and she's the perfect character to bring back. I'm just like, she has so much potential, and I'm just glad to see her back, kicking ass. Well, taking names, writing them down for the board,
and
the conspiracy board.
Yeah, them in the show is literally us watching the show because they were like, why is it a sitcom? Like, is Vision alive? It's like, kind of meta in that way, and I really like that part of it.
Oh my god. And literally Darcy is like my reactions because she was like, I'm like, oh my god,
Alan Wheeler is here.
Oh hi.
Hello,
Maria Menounos. Oh no, Maria Rambo. But yeah, it's all Wanda. Oh my god.
What if someone was snapped in the town?
I mean, yeah, honestly, the thing is, like, would it have happened like right before or like around the time that Wanda started the whole thing? Because if it happened, she can just like control them back. If we had seen someone like snap in right at the second, it probably would have someone like running around town be like, ah!
Right.
I feel like it'd be a little bit more chaotic. So unless Wanda is literally like having every single thing, knowing exactly what's going on, and like, I mean, she can rewind it and just like skip right over it.
Yeah, I think she would remain fully in control.
So maybe we haven't seen it, honestly, because she could control.
You did also say Alan Wheeler. It's Wanda. So that's what the thing that Monica said at the Monica said at the end. I think Wanda's in control, but I also still believe there is a higher power.
I mean, there's a whole thing that like it might be tying a lot into like the House of M arcs from the comics and include like Mephisto and stuff, since that's also rumored to tie into then Doctor Strange as well. There is like a whole rumor that Dottie was Mephisto, but Dottie hasn't even shown up. So maybe Agatha and Mephisto are the same person, or maybe like it'll be like the same like character plot points going in. I guess we'll see. But oh my god, I just feel so bad for Wanda because she's so desperate to like have her happy life that she's fully on like clinging to these things that it's just gonna hurt her more in the end, and she might as well fully break.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not like she's evil, but she is controlling these people against their will, essentially kidnapping these people, holding them hostage in this like perfect little world in which they don't know what's going on.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know, it's just heartbreaking.
Ebron RL in the chat says hi. Hello,
Hi.
Ebron. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for watching on the Facebook page. Glad to have you here. One thing that with this episode was I really think it's going to tie in with definitely Doctor Strange, but I also mentioned to you possibly maybe Black Widow, because the creator of the show is wrote Black Widow as well, which I found interesting because I didn't know that as well. So maybe it has something to do with it.
How exactly, since Black Widow takes place in the past?
Do you think it's like after Infinity War or before Infinity War? Like really far ahead?
This?
Black Widow.
Black Widow. So I think it's going to be before, but not too much.
Before what?
Before Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
Or in between Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay, yeah. My main point with that is that it's nice to see that there are some more women writers in the MCU, because it's been really hasn't been a thing. The TV shows, Kevin Feige hired a lot of women for writing, but in the movies, not that much. I mean, who are they? Chris and Chris, the other guys who wrote like Civil War, America.
Oh, yes.
Winters. No, the directors.
Right. Sorry.
I can't remember the writers' names, but anyway, it's cool to see that. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh, camera went out. One second, everybody.
Here we go. Woo! And we're back.
Okay.
Blips back.
So what else about this episode did you love?
I mean, everything. It's so cool to see them see what we've been seeing so far and like identifying with the whole thing, but also having their like knowing how they've been trying to contact everyone back. I feel like the episode went by really quick.
Yeah, it did. And it was one of the longer episodes.
It was, but it felt like it just swooped right through, because it ended. I'm like, wait. What happened? What's going to happen? Oh my God, do I have to wait till next week? And we do. And now I don't know what to do with myself. I've been rewatching the past episodes on my own time again because I just need more content. And oh my God, I'm so like invested that I wish that they had been able to go further, but I know that they can't go further that we've been in these episodes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of frustrating to be like, oh, so we're caught up to where we were, but we have much more context. We see the other point of view. It's crazy. I want to know what happened to the sewer guy.
Oh yeah, what happened to him?
Like, I just thought it was really cute how like everything would change to fit the production design. I'm like, Wanda, you really have time for all this? Like, and how like it turns into like a bee guy with bees and a little jump rope tied to him. I'm like, come on, like this is making me so anxious but excited. And
yeah, me too.
Yeah.
The thing about this episode that gave me hope for previous concerns was that I was worried that we wouldn't get answers to some questions, but knowing that there's characters in the show and an organization like SWORD asking the same exact questions we've all been asking shows that they're going to answer those questions.
Yeah.
And so it makes me feel a lot more at ease than like, I guess, stressed out, like as I was before.
God. Also, I didn't want to bring it up because it makes me sad, but also it was a really cool part of the episode. I mean, Darcy brought up, she like confirmed that we're not all crazy. Vision is dead, as far as we know. Yeah. And then she, like, Wanda kicks out Geraldine, Monica, and then like literally we were confused at first because we were like, wait, why does Vision look gray in the background? And we're like, I mean, maybe like it's going back to black and white, but like everything's in color like the 70s. So like what's going on? And then we got the explanation for what it was. And I'm just, We've
That
had
shot
jump
was
scares
crazy.
in the show before with like the blips and like not blips, like the skipping and like the rewinding and all that, and just a couple like very like unsettling things. But like they didn't have to show us dead vision. That was out of line. Oh my god. I was so scared, but then I was so sad, and I'm like, oh my god, that was so good, but also why?
Oh, that was my favorite shot. I loved it.
You hurt us in this way.
It was terrifying. I mean, one thing
it was so well done.
It gives you the because it gives you that perspective of Wanda and how I think you can say Wanda has the most tragic story of anyone in the MCU. Born into slavery pretty much, and then tested on, and then lost her brother and lost her parents too in that one of the accidents that happened. I can't remember. It was in Ultron, but and then losing Vision, of course. Not only losing Vision, having to kill him for him to be revived back so she can watch him die in front of her again. And now she's going through whatever the hell she's going through right now.
Yeah.
Which is, I was wrong before. I was wrong last week when I said this takes place after Infinity War, before Endgame, because it obviously takes place after Endgame. But that's why I believe that she is not fully in control of this scenario, because I interpreted as she was at peace at the end of Endgame. Clearly she wasn't. But what if she was like, because when she was talking with Hawkeye and she was like, Hawkeye was like, do you think they know we won? And she's like, oh, they know, or whatever. She could have been talking about Quicksilver. But Quick Boy. I don't know. I can't wait. The show's it's so way better than I thought it was going to be. I knew I was going to love it, but it feels like just a regular MCU movie now, but it's so completely different. And Feige's messing with genre in like, it's always been how they do Marvel movies, but it's
like to take a genre and make it
and I just love it. It's not, it really bugs me when people say like Marvel are just formulaic
they
just
do know how
stupid
to, like,
movies,
change things up, and this proves it like in spades.
And the truth is they are formulaic, but everything is, because everything
works
too. But they're also extremely different than a lot of other content that gets made as well, and it's refreshing. And I think when this mini series ends, I believe Disney executives are gonna be like, make a season 2. It might not be necessary, but this show is going to be successful, I can tell, because of the direction it's going. And like a lot of people were like whining that it was just like sitcom-y, and now it's changing, so it's going to bring more people into the show, I think. And I don't know, I'm really excited for where it's going to go. It's probably just going to tie into the next MCU series, and
also Doctor Strange,
of course.
Oh my god, speaking of, I mean, people were talking about the what's it called, like the plot synopsis for Doctor Strange 2, and that's already a lot to talk about in its own right. But oh my god, people are trying to speculate that Wanda is going to be the villain of Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, a lot of people.
And that is starting to seem like a possibility, although I do think it will probably most likely be Mordo involved in that, because it did say something about him having to go against a friend turned foe. I'm just like, is it going to, like, I'm scared that they'll make it Wanda and Mordo and Mephisto and something, because I'm just like, that's still.
Oh, Mordor was the guy from
some from his
I
movie.
didn't remember
like
his name.
His friend, and then he also turned kind of like Mads Mikkelsen at the end.
Chiwetel
Ejiofor.
Is he confirmed in Doctor Strange?
I don't know for sure,
because he was actually my favorite character.
He was really
in Doctor Strange. That and Mads. Is that his name?
Yeah, Mads is like with the makeup.
Yeah. Both of them, Hannibal. Both of them are great. I don't know.
Wong.
Oh, he's I love everybody except Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm kidding.
Fair,
Smaug.
But he was good as Doctor Strange, though. I'm just like, he's okay.
Doctor Strange was the one Marvel movie that when it was announced and the trailers came out and it came out in theaters, I was like, no, Not interested. And I never saw it until 3 years ago.
Oh my god, it would have been so good to watch it in theaters though, because those visuals.
Well, now I wish I had, but at the
Yeah.
time, I don't know why, but I was like absolutely not interested.
Mm.
And I
mean,
thought it was going to be like a one-off, like not really have anything to do with
yeah.
MCU storyline, but clearly it did.
It just, I do understand why, because it kind of is Iron Man, but with magic instead of robot,
Yeah.
like mech stuff.
See, the thing is, though, I don't care for Doctor Strange in the Doctor Strange movie,
But
but
in
I
other
love
movies,
him
he's so good.
in Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
Was he in anything else?
Mm,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But in
Let
those
me
two
check.
movies, I love him, like adore him. And but
Mhm.
for some reason, he just didn't sit with me in his movie, which is
He
kind
was
of
just
weird.
very like Elon Musk in the beginning. I'm just like, you kind of
Oh yeah,
suck. It's like, I know that you're gonna be cool and make like cool stuff and stuff, but like right now, you're too much of an asshole. But like, not really, like for not doing anything that's too good because you're trying to do good. You just kind of want clout and money. Understandable, but like, not sure if that's like the main character I kind of want to see. And then everything happens. I'm like, okay, cool. I like this.
So bottom line about the show is we still have no idea what the hell is going on. Even though we got all this new
Mhm.
exposition,
Yeah,
still have no idea what's going on. And
yeah.
it's
It's just
gonna
mostly
open up
just context.
because we're pretty much halfway through the show right now.
Mhm.
I think the last episode will be an hour long. Now that I think about it, because why do an uneven number for shows? 9?
Right. It's probably gonna be, you know how like they had the 2 episode premiere. They're gonna have like one big episode.
I think they
Finale.
will, and I think we'll get other Avengers in there. Definitely, at least Nick Fury.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely going to be in there.
And probably like Carol Danvers, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think we said that last week.
Yeah.
Too. So what do you think?
I don't know
Is,
who else would show up.
maybe Doctor Strange.
Me? I mean, yeah, it's gonna be
Thanos.
connected. Oh, if Thanos comes back again, I swear to God. I mean, Ultron's coming back. Maybe Wanda will have like a stern talking to and a ass whooping for Thanos and Ultron and be like, sorry, I already cracked my hands. That was not very effective at all. But she deserves to kick some butt and then go to therapy. Please go to therapy, Wanda. I beg of you. You're such a good character and I love you, but you really need some help.
She does. She does.
I just want them to be happy. And I know I keep saying that, but like it's just she's gone through so much and this is, I mean, it might be nice, but it's not real. And you can tell that Vision's been kind of like, I mean, he loves Wanda for everything she is. And I mean, I also saw this post and I almost cried because it's like, oh, this is why Vision keeps kissing Wanda's hands, is because her power emanates from her hands and she hates her powers.
That's
And
cute.
he like is pretty much like kissing it to like make her feel better about it.
Yeah.
And show her that he loves and be proud of her. But at the same time, like now I'm just like, it hurts so much. And like she's just acting up. Like, sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. But
well, you were saying it's sad, but I feel like it's going to be even more sad because at some point she's going to have to say goodbye
like,
to Vision.
I know,
and that's going to be really sad.
And like it's basically going to be like her taking the stone from him again, because she's going to have to depower him in some way again, and you'll be like saying goodbye by her hand again.
Yeah.
So she's gonna just relive that. She was trying to relive like different memories, but she's gonna have to go through that again. And I don't know. I don't think that's what she was intending to do, obviously, but like that's probably where it's gonna go. It's gonna be such a dramatic and like heartbreaking scene.
It will, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I'm not looking forward to that. But
I'm thinking Vision is going to be like starting to become much more aware of the changes and everything else that Wanda's doing.
Definitely.
He already kind of feels something off. Sometimes I'll have like a lingering emotion to him and just be like kind of taken aback. So maybe he won't mention anything and that he'll start to figure out that this is wrong. And maybe that'll also be like something that'll like, because what if she can't rewind it after a while?
Yeah.
And it's gone too much that he's like he can't be made unaware of it.
Yeah. It's the creators are doing such a
Mhm.
great job. We looked up the director after we watched the show, and this guy's worked on literally
Every
everything,
show.
every TV show. So it makes sense why he wanted to do like a play
Yeah.
on television.
Right.
And they're just it feels so different and well made. I think just because it's like it's a I'm watching it on a streaming service like as a television show is why it feels so different to me. But
Mhm.
it's great so far, and
Mhm.
I don't know what's gonna happen, but I can't wait. I think this was my favorite episode,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
and definitely one of the best things on Disney Plus as well. I mean, there's not much original content, but
But it's a great start. I
it's a
think they're
great
heading
start.
in a great direction so far. I'm really excited for what's to come. But I do also don't want this one to stop coming because it's just so good. Also, I mean, speaking about the guy literally working on like every TV show and sitcom, like they literally have thought of every detail for this because I mean, you have someone who's worked on everything from like New Girl to House to what was it? Like literally almost every like any type of show that you could probably imagine like he worked on, he's been involved to some degree. So even if they started to turn WandaVision into like
Game
a
of Thrones, that was the other one.
oh, really?
Yeah, he
Wow,
directed a couple
okay.
episodes.
Yeah. It was like
Oh, and The Boys.
the,
That's what it was.
oh my god, if Wanda goes full like I would lose my mind. But legit, it's just whatever they take the show in direction, like they're prepared for it now. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we know that they probably wouldn't have done it if they weren't, but you can tell that they found the best people for the job.
Yeah.
On all accounts. Like, you have people who will write the characters in a very strong way and you can feel for them and also be kind of scared of them and also just have such a connection. Sorry, am I doing something?
You're good.
Okay. And also in the like the setting and the plot, how it's developing,
Mhm.
like just everything is so well thought through and it shows because it's very concise so far. It's only been 4 episodes and it's been developing at a super fast pace that we had to literally go back and recontextualize everything. This episode was more for getting the bigger picture. And it definitely didn't give us away too much, but while basically making us think more about what we've been seeing it from another point of view, literally how they've been trying to go through. Because at first we weren't sure if Sword was the ones making this to like, I mean, at one point, like I even said, maybe they're being like extracted information from or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's very clear that it's like not the case. But now we're seeing that that was just ways to try to get in to get them out.
Yeah.
To like get an end to this. And it's really cool to see how everything keeps developing as it goes.
Last thing, do you have a favorite joke from this episode?
Oh. I mean, I really like the one where it's like, well, they have no idea what they're doing. Oh my god. So this joke sadly didn't have that many. Because it was very just like everything kept going. I'm trying to think, but I did laugh a lot. I think you probably know which one was my favorite joke because right now I can't remember. How about you?
Well, mine was when the head of Sword, the director of Sword, came back, and he was talking to the Jonathan Wu. What is his name? Jimmy Wu. James Wu, and he was like giving them the rundown on what's happening, and then the director was like, "Oh, they must really miss you back at Guantanamo," and he was just like, "No, softball season has ended."
Like, was that like a fantasy baseball joke or something?
No, because he's a really good softball player apparently, and they only like him because when they have softball,
that's
was
that established?
No, it's just because FBI and police places have annual like football and softball. I mean, not football, baseball and softball.
I had no idea.
Tournaments between police departments.
That's so funny.
And so he's obviously a part of his FBI's division softball team. And they don't like him, but only when they're playing softball because apparently he's good at softball.
Oh, okay. I know it's not really a joke.
It was a very dry joke. It was It was very dry.
I guess it's kind of something that you need more like context for, kind of like how
Yeah.
you got it and I really didn't.
Oh, well, you got the card thing.
Yes, that's what I was
That's
gonna
what-
mention.
okay,
It
yeah.
wasn't really a joke, but it was just a really cool, funny reference to the Ant-Man movies. How he's like James Woo, and the card just kind of pops up. And he's like, Pew. I'm just like, oh my god, he's doing the magic tricks. Paul Rudd showed him.
I think, yeah, because at the end of that movie, he was like,
Like, how do you
okay,
do
but you're
that?
going to tell me how you did that, right? And he learned.
That made me so happy. I'm like, oh my god, they're really like tying it together to like everything.
Yeah, the details are great.
That was so cute. Also, speaking of like weird things, I was pointing out how there was a lot of like weird product placement in this episode.
Oh, yeah, like the chips.
And it was all Darcy, and honestly, she's such a mood. She's out here eating cup ramen and chips. I'm like, you got some spare Maruchan and Lay's, please?
It does sound good right now.
This is probably not the best to eat, but like it's yummy.
Very salty. Well,
Mhm.
that's all I have to say on it.
Yeah, pretty much. Right now, I think that's pretty good. Sorry if I went like in like 5 different tangents and also repeated myself 50 times. Thank you for listening.
No, that's why we listen. But yeah, that's all we got today. It was a great episode, and we're so happy we could talk about it.
Mhm.
And we actually had some people in the live chat this time, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we're coming. I know you guys listen afterwards, but if you want to watch live,
Everyone.
it's 12 p.m. on Fridays
I was like,
on Pacific time. So
Yes.
if you want to come join us, you can, because we'll be back next Friday at the
Mhm.
same time talking
at
about
12
WandaVision.
Pacific. That's the specific time. Sorry, I had to.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for your support.
Thank
And I hope you guys
you.
are enjoying the show as much as we are.
Mhm.
And we will be back next week to talk about it some more. So
Yes. Hope to see you guys again.
see you
Thank
guys soon.
you. Bye.
Bye.